Hi friends, welcome to Aishu's DIY. Today we will design a necklace with the GGC treasure bag for the month of January 2023. And these are the beads that I have pulled out that I will work with. Still not able to figure it out. First I thought of using these beads like that. So I kind of liked this. But this black is more prominent is what I feel. It'll be very like popping. So I'm still not very sure about. I need one more bead of these. Maybe I put it in the sack. I have received multiple strands in this bag. I picked out this frosted strand. It has a frosted faceted part on the top and the bottom on the back. I don't know if the camera is picking it up or not, but I guess you guys can see a little bit there. So these toggle clasp, this gunmetal toggle clasp also came in this box. So as all of these beads, I'm not so sure whether I'm going to use this one or not. This is a hematite strand that we got from the box, and I have pulled out my gunmetal box. This is all I have, the findings which I want to make. So what I want to do is, ideally I would prefer a gunmetal hematite thing, it'll actually gunmetal spacer beads. It'll complement our design is what I feel. But this came in the box. This is a nice bright color, so it will go very well with our beads. So first of all, we need some eye pins. So I'm going to make the connectors for this. This necklace is going to be a little bit different. We need bead stringing wire, of course. Any bead stringing wire would work. I'm gonna use, say, 19 strand, or yeah, 0.019. This is soft flex. I'm gonna use a silver one. You can use any color you want. This actually this is the one that I really want to use for this necklace. So I'm just going to go ahead and take all my tools, because we need our wire cutters, tweezer nose pliers, round nose pliers, etc. First we will do the connectors. This bead is very pretty. As I said when I was doing the unboxing, but there's something stuck in it. Just try this one right here. So this is the eye pin. So what I want to do is I want to prep this eye pin a little bit. So I'm going to do an eye pin. If I do a basic loop, there is high chance that it might come off. See the gap right there, over there, right? This wire can slip off this easily. So let's try this. Right. See, it comes off. So what I'm going to do is take my pliers and just roll this again, just like that. It creates like a coil. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rest of the wire and I'm just going to straighten that up, just like that. So we have this. Then I will add the bead. Then I want the loop to be parallel to each other. Okay, keep my pliers, bend my wire. I'm gonna cut about, say, a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. We need only 2 coils, and this one is a little bit big, so I just eyeball it and take my pliers. the loop here is bigger, so I don't want to make a smaller loop. So I'm just going to make the same size of loops here, and I'm just going to continue until I reach the bead. So you'll have something like this to work with. See that? We don't want this to poke around, so I'm just going to tuck that in a little bit. See this? This is what we have. Here the loop is a little bit bigger, so what I'm going to do here is take my round nose pliers and put it in here and just rotate it a little bit. See this? The loop automatically reduces the size, so just straighten that out, and this is what we have so far. Okay, so I'm going to make connectors like that. Take my eye pin. You can also use wire, but I have the eye pin, so I'm using it. So take this and just twist, twist, twist. One more loop. That's good enough. Now take your pliers, hold it like this, and bend the wire so you can have something like this. Doesn't have to be pretty. It won't be visible outside with the design we are going to work. The thing is, we need stability, so, and then we don't want, you can do a wrap loop if you want, but it is not necessary. So I'm just going to take my pliers and make sure this is parallel, the other loop is parallel to this. So bend this wire at 90 degrees and snip off a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, and then take your round nose pliers, okay, and keep it about, say, here. Okay, make a loop just like that, and then continue that loop. Okay, so see that strand right there is popping right there. Just take your pliers and tuck that in to the loop, so that's nice and even. See, this came perpendicular to my other loop, so I twist it and turn it so that they are facing each other properly. So that's my second one that I created the loop with. So now I'm going to do the third one. Totally I'm going to do 4. So take this loop, put your round nose pliers inside, continue that loop, so move that sideways, and then continue that loop until you get 2 loops in total, just like this. So now you can press these 2 loops against each other so that it will be like a spring wire. Take this wire, hold it like this, and just bend this so that this is what we have. Now take the bead, add it to this, and then bend the other part of the wire to 90 degrees. Take your wire cutters and snip off just about a bit, and then take your round nose pliers, keep it like there, make a round loop, right? This is the loop we have right now. We are going to continue that loop and come back until we reach the bead. So now this is what we have. So just make sure these 2 are parallel to each other, and tuck that tail in a little bit so that's not pokey or it's not coming out. So then we need one more eye pin. If you have a 20 gauge wire, that would be perfect for this purpose. Do the same. Take your pliers and make yourself another loop. See that? That's perfect. So take it, hold it like this, and bend your wire like that. So that's nice. Add your bead. And again, bend it on top, snip some off, take your round nose pliers and roll it. Until you reach the bead. Adjust it however you want to. See, this is, I need it parallel, and then tuck that in. All the different things you can do. We have actually created our connectors. Now we need to create the dangles. So the dangles wise, I need head pins. Need 2 head pins. So we have this flattened crystal as well. This is nice, and this is what I want to use here. Before I do that, I will try and see if I need this, if I'm going to use the hematite or not. So I'm just going to pop some here and see if it really ties in my design. So here we go. I'm going to open up this one right here and pull out all my beads. So there is some more. So now we can start adding the beads right here. And see if the hematite bead is nice. You can also, by the way, use seed beads if you want from your stash. I'm gonna string some and see if it really appeals to me or not. If not, I will just go ahead and see. I don't want the bead to be right next to each other. Maybe once in every 3 frosted clear beads I might add this, because I'm not a big fan of this. This might become a little bit too bright for our thing, so once every 3 beads is good. So I'm just going to string this for a couple of times, and then I'm gonna come back and show you guys. So this, I'm gonna start with the back side of the necklace. So we will finish the back side and then come back to the front. I'm gonna do this in 2 parts and add it together. So that's what my plan is. This is a simple stringing project which will give you that, you know, that nice and classic look, and it's gonna be very pretty. I want to create as many necklaces as I can with this treasure bag and show you guys how much you can achieve with just one treasure bag. The number of beads that you get is amazing. So if only we can just do necklaces, we know for sure how much we can do it. So I'm just going to make these. And also, this is simple, but if you want to add this bead, how will it look? Let's see. So I will just try and string in some and see. It doesn't take much time to actually finish stringing. It's not a difficult process, so as well try and do this. This actually looks good as well. Tie in that black element of the necklace. So maybe I will do this continuously, but I need to string some and see exactly how it goes. So I will do that and I'll come back and tell you guys which pattern I decided to go with and go from there. You can also use the 7-strand bead stringing wire, whichever you have available, you can use it. Doesn't have to be this. This is, I think, 49 strand. Yes, soft flex has 49 strands. Bead alone you can get 7 or 19 or 47. 47 is normally recommended for bracelets because it has a lot of wear and tear. For necklace, the 19 and 7 strand is ideal because you will not play with the necklace that much as you would play with the bracelet in your hand. And so this is what it is. I like it. Let's see if it will look good with this. Yeah, I feel so. Rather than plain, I really like this pattern. So I'll continue doing this pattern and I'll come back and show you. So I have threaded some. As I said, I'm going to start from the back of the necklace. So I have here some crimp tube. This is called crimp tube, size 1 crimp, I think this one is. So I'm going to add that to my wire. Then I'm gonna add one another clasp. Okay, and also I want to add the hematite bead as my last bead. Last 2 beads, because when I do the toggle it has to go through this properly. So I'm gonna add 3 of the hematite beads, so that will be uniform on either side. So if you can add the crimp tube later, if you add the toggle clasp now, it has to bend like this to go through. Actually 2 beads is good enough. 2 hematite bead is good enough. So I'll add the toggle end first and then come back through our crimp tube just like that, and then pull that through. Leave a small loop. You don't need a lot. I just need that much space for the toggle to move freely. So that's there. Let's see if this goes on top of the hematite beads, which it does. So this is the end. So I'm just going to move everything down and I'm gonna measure this, okay, because so it's about say 12 inches. So well, let me just see, putting it around my neck. So here we go. I'm just gonna cut over here and leave some space just in case if I want to do something with it, I can. So I'm gonna decide, this is gonna be the longest part of my necklace, so this is what it's gonna be. I'm gonna take a bead stopper or so. In my case, I don't know where my bead stopper went, so I'm just going to put this one right here and leave that, and I'm gonna string one more and then come back. So some change of plans, we cannot go ahead with this because the number of beads is not that much, and I really like this way that it comes in the front. So a little change of plan. So I did add these findings one by one, just a loop and a bead, the loop and a bead, and the loop and a bead, just like that. I did 5 of these beads and 4 of our dangles that I created, and then I added 5 beads followed by the hematite bead. This is what I strung. So at this point, what I'm going to go ahead and do is add this to a loop. So I need so I'm going to start from the center to the back is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this, okay, add a crimp tube and come again through the crimp tube and through the bead, just like that, and pull this. So I need a smaller loop. See this? I need that kind of a loop. So I will just pull a little bit more so that I have a very small loop right here, and I'm gonna press that crimp tube to shut it off. So I'm gonna make a dangle with this. I'm gonna pop everything down. I still have it in the spool, I haven't cut it, so this is what it's gonna be. And I have a dangle right here. This is what I'm gonna put it right here. So I'm seeing if this is good, or should I add a hematite bead over here. Yeah, that looks good. So just a hematite bead and this, and I want to do a wrap loop. You can do a simple loop if you want to, but it's bead stringing wire, so I don't want to take a risk, and I'm going to do a wrap loop just like that. Hold the loop, and before you close the loop, make sure you add it to this loop of the bead stringing wire. There we go. And the next angle, I will make the loop first and then add the bead stringing wire and crimp it later. So once I have that, I snip off the excess wire and tuck the tail in. This is what we have in the necklace. Hi friends, so I have changed the pattern a little bit, but I would suggest the best way to do is one side and then the other side, and start from the center is what is best, not from the back, as I had mentioned before. So here we go. I put 5 beads and 1 hematite bead, and I just added 2 of these because I didn't have enough of this crackle bead. So I take the next end of the toggle, and then I put in the crimp tube. I come back through the crimp tube, and through the hematite if possible. I think it will accommodate two cords without any problems. There we go. So now hold your toggle and pull. That will make it nice and nice small loop out here. I hope you guys can see it clearly. So I really like to put my, whenever I'm crimping, I like to put my necklace in a U format because that gives a little bit of a space, otherwise it will be stiff. I will go ahead and crimp now. That will give that a breathing space and it won't be stiff. It is very important when you wear a necklace. It just flows like, you know, nicely. So snip off the excess, and there is a tail you need to tuck in, but there is no tail. This is what we have so far. So this side also I will change this a little bit. I just did this and put a stopper bead just in case. I have made the dangle for the other side also, so we have two dangles on either side. I will remove my my stopper bead, and then what I will do is I will remove some of these. So this needs to come in between this bead, and so this will be offset a little bit. So I need one more bead, which I do have it, so I will make a change here also. Probably from here I need to take it off. It's okay, I have been stringing this a couple of times, but that's okay for me unless my design is nice looking and I really like it. I don't mind restringing again and again. It's just okay. So there we go. Then again another hematite. Okay, so one side I'm putting three crackle beads, and the other side will be two, because we have this dangle. I want this dangle to offset a little bit, not like come close. So there is 4 beads here. We need to figure that out. Okay. So if it comes like this, I will probably put 2 of these crystals. Okay, continued by a hematite. Okay, and again one of these crackle beads. I will just move this a little bit to the side, then go through this loop out here. Okay, and then the crackle bead, so it's better. Then a crackle, then the loop. So we are just alternating it. Then a crackle, then a loop. So when you do this, you will know for sure how straight your hairpins are. So this one is way off, so I just need to fix that. Take 2 sets of pliers, or just open this up and it's better to do this beforehand. This is a little bit cumbersome here. So I'm just going to check again. See, there is still, I can see a gap right here. I wonder why. Want this to be nice and snug out here. See, there is a gap. I'm just fiddling this a little bit more because I don't know why there is still a gap right here. There we go. Now it's mostly settled. So it's better to do it ahead instead of later. Okay, now that that's done, right, now it's time for us to add the rest of the beads. A hematite, so yes, maybe after 2 I will add. I have one more crackle bead which I don't know where I kept. Here it is. So this box is completely all about how many necklaces I can make with GGC treasure bag. So I am using every single bead, otherwise I would save a couple of beads for the earrings, but I didn't want to do that here. So maybe this one is good, or just one more. Now this one is good. I add my crimp tube again. Okay, and this time I already made the dangle, So I'm just going to put it inside and then come back. I know the wire is short, but isn't it the same case every time I do it? I don't know why I do that, but I really don't want to waste my 49 strand soft flex wire, because as you guys can see, there we go. Once that is done, just check. I like the way this turned out to be. It's a little bit offset, not a lot. I'll go ahead and keep this in a U format and see if it's nice and supple. What do you call that, right? Smooth. Just hide that tail right there. There we go. So finally I'm done with the necklace after a lot of changes in the pattern, but I still think that it is worth the process. And this is how the necklace will look like with the toggle clasp. See that? So that's a nice one, I believe. I really like the way this turned out to be, and I like the frosted, the black, the crackle, and this beads, these faceted Austrian crystal beads. All these black ones and the gray and the frosted white and the silver pairs perfectly, I guess. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, please do give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel to grow. The YouTube algorithm puts my video up there a lot of times. If you do give it a like and subscribe to my channel, I would love to hear your comments. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.